explain them real briefly too.
Yep.
So.
You are. There we go. We're good.
All right, Captain Nate here, West Michigan Guide Service. I was here on the river with Joe. It's a nice Thursday afternoon. We're going to do some plug-in here for a little bit this afternoon, and so since we're going to do that, we wanted to explain it a little bit to you. I know it's a technique that's kind of an older school technique that people have done. Don't forget about it. It can be very productive, especially in these colder temperatures. I really like the plug fishing mid-November into early April, and don't even confine it to those times. October, April, early May, it all can be very productive. For me, it seems to be really productive, especially when there's not a spawning fish in the river. They explore a lot of other food sources. But steelhead, they're aggressive fish. So I'm going to start with the rods that I use. These are Lamiglass 8'2" classic glass. I like glass rods instead of anything else. They have a softer tip, more of a parallelic bend to them. It absorbs the strikes of the fish much better than a graphite rod would. Not that your graphites don't work, this is just what I like. I've got these ones teamed up with a cold water series reel. I've got my main line is 20-pound monofilament, and I have I believe it's a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader. I'd say 3 feet from a barrel swivel to a snap. Now, if you're out and there's a lot of things floating down the river, a little trick is you can put a little bead above your swivel here to deter some of the leaves and stuff like that coming down the river to keep it off. That's kind of a little old school trick. I like a reel with a line counter on it, and we're going to explain why here in a few minutes as we get the spread set up. For me, there's kind of two different ways of doing this. I want to show you my personal favorite way. I have plug fished most of my life. I'm not saying anybody else's way is right or wrong. This is what works for me. Here we have a selection of plugs. As you know from other videos, we have tackle issues. It's bad. We know. You know, don't tell my wife too much about it. But this is just what I'll carry in my assortment on the river. Obviously, like most of you guys know, plug fishermen, other videos, the mag lips have taken off in a huge way. From the little 3.0s, you know, probably my favorite size, I guess it doesn't matter what I grab, is a 3.5. And I even like for the steelhead at times, especially in higher water, the 4.0s. You know, it's a big plug, causes a lot of commotion, you know, good rattle in it. I vary into my colors a whole lot. You know, on these, again, I'm gonna say the 3.5s is by far my favorite. What I like to try to dictate is, like today we're out here, you can see it's cloudy. The river just dropped a bunch, it's flowing 2,000 CFS, so we have clean water, cloudy conditions, nice weather, it's really nice out. But, so I'm gonna look more into the shinier baits on a day like today. I would do the same in the sunshine. My gut, we haven't even started yet, but my gut is gonna tell me our golds and coppers are probably gonna shine really good today in the clouds. To be seen yet, silvers definitely have their time frame. You know, everybody asks, what's your favorite plugs? Well, look at that sucker. Think that's been used and abused? Gold and orange, can't go wrong with steelhead. You know, I do like my silvers and greens. I don't know if you can see the teeth marks in that one. You know, blues. All these colors can catch fish, but golds definitely, gold and orange. If I had to pick a plug, something with some orange. Silver and orange, you know, I like this one with the spots on it. Clowny kind of here. I will downsize into a 3.0. I let a lot of my size dictate how deep I'm fishing also, or the amount of current. Smaller seems to work a little better in slower current and shallower water. I'm gonna say runs 8 feet or less. 3.5s, again, to me is kind of my favorite in the mag lips because they can vary a lot of different depths. It's just the right size. The 4.0s I really like in the higher current, really a bigger profile, more vibration, try to get more traction on them. Something that, you know, I know a lot of guys use, but kind of a thing of the past is the old school Hottentots. You can see here I have some of the mags and I've got some of the standards. You can see gold and orange right here. You know, there's the silver and greens, my clowns, fire tigers, you know, all different colors. Same in the mag size. Again, I like the mag size in higher water conditions more so. Or if I'm going to be trying to put these down in, let's say, a 15-foot hole, they're going to get down there better. Most of the Hottentots are silent. No rattle in them. I got a gut feeling today we're going to get some hits on some Hottentots because of the clear water and lower water. That silent could be very beneficial. Big thing with all of these, especially the Hottentots, they come with a very small light wire hook on them. I do like to change my rear hook a lot and maybe even keep it to a smaller one. Like I've already changed this one. This is a Gamakatsu hook. It's a 2X hook. A lot less hook bending. So just kind of something there. But I do got some of the different companies and everything in there. Some that do rattle, some that don't rattle. But I tend to really like my Hottentots, especially in the cleaner waters. But don't let that deter you from anything else. At any given time, any of them can be very, very good. Some of the other stuff, I got a couple flatfish here. I don't even remember who makes those. I like those in slow water. I got a couple different things. Wiggleworts. My Brad's makes them. Storm makes them. A wigglewort is kind of like a meat in the middle, or even a little bit more like a maglip as far as it's got a lot more action to it. They got a loud rattle in them. I do like them. That's kind of a dying bait, so to speak, for a lot of guys. You can see even got a little rust on that one. That one's lived in the box a long time for the right reason, by the way. Some pretty bright colors. Figure out what they want. That's the main game. So we're gonna get some stuff set up, clipped on here real quick, and then I'm gonna explain to you how we're gonna put everything in the water. You can see we're sitting here scoping. As a matter of fact, I think I see a fish sitting back in there right now. So we kind of scoped this whole run here. We got a spot down here by this log jam that we saw. Looked like 6, 7, 8 fish sitting in. So we're gonna put some plugs on and we're gonna push them down through here and see if we can get a steelhead to clobber one. Baits here. Joe clipped on a couple. I clipped on a couple, and I'm gonna show you my most simple, the way I like to set it up. I like to set my rods in what I call a 20-foot increment. So this is gonna be a long rod out the back. So reset my counter, I'm at 0. I always put my bait in the water, make sure it's running straight, which it is. Now I'm gonna let this go out. We're not in a very deep run here. This is about 6, 8 foot of water. So I am gonna do what I call a 60-40. I am going to put these rods out here. My 2 middle rods in the back, I'm gonna put out 60 feet. I do vary them a little, so I may do one at like 58, 60, one at 62 or something. I want to maybe offset a little bit, but not crazy. 60-40 is what I'm gonna call it. So there we go, 58 feet. Set my clicker, set my drag. I want my drag, within reason of a fish can take it. Obviously, you can see that rod starting to vibrate. I'm gonna do the same with this one. So I got that one at 59 feet. So I might set this one maybe just a couple feet further, but we're not gonna go crazy. I want them somewhat close together. Now my philosophy behind this, and this is what I had an old man teach me many moons ago, is the long rods out the back are gonna catch your aggressive fish, the ones that want to bite. The ones that may swim over and hit it, things like that. As you work down the run, let's say we get by some fish and they don't want to bite. Hold on. 63, 62 and a half, 63. So I've got it really, drag feels good, close. Set my rods in the rod holders. So we got a Hottentot and a maglip here. 2 different colors. We got a clown and I got gold and orange. I want to give them 2 options to be aggressive. I'm giving them 2 different baits. We're going to see what they want. If they want to get into the maglip or the Hottentot, something more aggressive or something more subtle. And, then I'm also looking at color. Silver or gold, is kind of where my mind is, but we take it, we can go a little further. We take 2 fish or something on one, on one of these. We're going to add something like that into our spread. Side rods. When I get back to what I was saying is, the fish that want to bite are gonna hit these long rods. My side rods, I'm gonna put them back 40 to 45 feet. And I'm doing that because as I work down through the run, the aggressive fish will hit this. The not so aggressive fish, what they're gonna do is they're gonna slide over to the side and get out of the way of it. Well, when they do that, as I slide down, there we go, 40 feet. 40 feet on the buck. As they do, they're gonna slide over, we're gonna be sliding down the river, and all of a sudden, bang, there's another bait in their face. It's annoying, it makes them mad. They, you know, that's the philosophy behind this, is I'm trying to aggravate the ones on the side. Now, I'm not saying an aggressive fish, you know, isn't gonna come and hit one of these side ones. I'm not gonna say that, but that's what I firmly believe. Now that we have things like live scope on the boat, I'm really curious to see. This is a newer setup to me. I've had other live scopes on the boat, but went to the Garmin setup. I'm really curious to see what the fish do. But I know tried and true that this method, and I want 40 feet again on this side. I'm not trying to stagger these outside ones. And the big reason I'm staggering the inside ones is they're next to each other. So I want them off center a little bit so to reduce any tangling if one picks up a leaf or something from coming up into it. But I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen here. Water is a little clear. Matter of fact, I can see a fish sitting right there, right now. That fish is 10 feet off the side and 30 feet behind the boat. So we're around some fish. We're gonna push this run and we are going to see what happens.
All right.
All right.
Well, we got one on the plug.
The Steelhead. This is the inside short rod. I believe, even though I'm fighting it, this is the plug Joey picked. A little 3.0 mag lip, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, you got right there. Barely hooked. Drop back. There we go. Looks like a drop back. There's an eagle.
Oh yeah, drop back hen.
Yep. I can see her on the live imaging. It's so cool. There we go. All right.
Just like that.
And just like that, you got a steelhead.
Got one in the boat.
So,
On a green and gold.
yeah, I don't remember what they even call this color, but it's a good one. So yeah, I don't remember the name of this color. I'm sure y'all can figure it out. It's an orange, green, gold. To me, it's kind of like a perchy color. And a drop back steelhead. Female here, she's already spawned out, making her way back to the lake. It's actually my first drop back of the year for myself. She's been beat up. But nice pretty one, natural fish. Thanks for playing, baby. Come back next year, make some more. Oh, yeah, we'll get to them. All right. We got a bent rod, we got a steelhead on. I'm gonna start taking us off to the side. Joe fighting steelhead and working rods. Oh, that's a good picture of you, Joe. Steelhead down there flopping around. Dude, those rods fight the steelhead good, don't they?
They do. That one hit it proper like.
Yeah. Yeah, not one of these little slaps like we've had. Alright. My camera work sucks. Alright, there we go. Alright, you were in the trolling motor to fight the fish. I'll stand back here. I cleared one side at least, for the most part. Alright guys, again, we're fishing plugs today. And you know, we've only been out for like 2 hours. And I think we've had 5 bites. Caught a drop back. This looks like a big pre-spawn female.
She wrapped herself up.
And I got her. Remember the plug I showed you? The one with all the teeth marks? We just added more. Alright. Oh. I'll let Joe get his fish out of the net here so he can keep the hooks out of his hand.
Yeah, that's the only problem with plugs.
Mag lip 3.5 in the face.
Stop flopping. Come here, bro. Yep, it just.
Let's see, yeah, there we
Just
go.
nose hooked it. Oh, she's gonna start leaking eggs.
Perfect.
So.
Alright. Well, cool. We're going to take the hook out of it and let her go. Alright. Here's that big female that hit that plug. Put her back. There she goes.
She's angry.
Go make more for the future, baby.
She was angry.
Again, our setups.
Kind of
Trolling
nice.
motor. Live scoping them. By the way, second live scope on the bow. You kind of see some cool details on that thing.